All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Hara 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I'm going to play this clip from this video. Let's listen in. They're basically saying that the U.S. will lose this Iran war. All right. And it's prophesied for this to happen according to Ezekiel 38. And all throughout the scriptures, Babylon is fallen. And the Lord said he has a sacrifice in Idumea. This is that place. Yeah, man. So his prophecy is speaking. And let's listen to.
Professor, great to have you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So, for people who aren't familiar with your work, I wanted to show folks that back in 2024, you made three big predictions. One, that Trump would win. Two, that he would start a war with Iran. And three, that the U.S. would lose that war. Let's take a listen to that.
In this class this semester, I'm making three big predictions, right? First is that Trump will win in November. Second is that the United States will go to war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.
So obviously that last one.
Will lose this war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.
All right. So you heard it yourself. A lot of professors and talking heads out there, they see it. It's not predictions, it's just what they say. You watch the trends. It's right there that this people that watch empires, you study empires, man. They fall when they follow these same foolish strategies of world dominance, going all the way back to the Tower of Babel. All right, the pride of these heathens always lead them to their downfall. Professor Jang predicts the U.S. will lose the war with Iran. This is that war, man. This is the war that everybody's been talking about and anticipating. All right, this is the one. But there's still some prophecies that got to happen, like the MOTB. So that means there has to be an economic crash at some point. So this war could lead to that, with the Strait of Hormuz being closed. All right, which will lead to them pushing the MOTB. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. So all their imaginations, their plans, and the crafty is Esau, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So that their hands represent their power. And the scriptures say that the king of Babylon, his hands going to wax feeble. They're going to be shaken and powerless once they realize that everything's getting destroyed that they send over there. Iran's being backed by China right now with defense weapons and radars, taking down their fighter jets over there, and the U.S. fighter jets. They're obliterating shit over there right now, and they're not showing it. So they're going to lose this war. They went over there attacking them, and all that Iran has to do is attack the Strait of Hormuz, and that's it. And even today they're talking about Iran taking the Strait of Hormuz. So he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, meaning they're going to fall. They meet with darkness in the daytime. So as soon as they had that glory moment, yeah, we taking it. Look at it. Look at the power and might. We're the dominant ones. Now that's just starting to seem like an afterthought because they're losing the fight. And so they meet with darkness in the daytime. So at the height of their glory, they're going to run into darkness and destruction. And grope, as the Lord said, get thee into darkness. And grope in the noonday as in the night. All right. So at the height of their climax of their power, their new world order, the Lord going to rain fire upon them and bring them down. What was just the harlot was dressed and draped and dripped out and conquering shit, ruling over the nations as a queen. Scriptures say no, not anymore. There's no throne for thee. All right, they're gonna lose this war. Hold on, let me get this. This is Isaiah 47 and 7. Matter of fact, let's get verse 5. Sit thou in silence and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, talking about the US. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms, right? Ruling over nations, right? Dominant hegemony. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Oh, so like I went up, my bad. I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. All right, we came over in slavery, and thou didst show them no mercy. Right now, verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. Even though they did that to us and put us in bondage, they said, woe unto you that buildeth a town with bloodshed. All right. So there's no way this place can last forever. So that's pride right there, and deceiving themselves. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. They didn't remember what the Lord did to Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Rome, all these nations, ancient Babylon. So, therefore, hear now this, that thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall sit, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Right? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment. The loss of children of his citizens and his allies, and widowhood, meaning no more people backing them, like the dragon. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. So all these nations have been building up for 10, 20 years, and all of their weapons are made to counter U.S. and its allies. And it's going to be perfect, right? So the Most High set it up to where they're going to be precise with everything. Um, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, man, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. But thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. They trusted in going over there bombing and unaliving people and all that. They trusted in that. They trusted in their dollar. They trusted in their tariffs, and uh, deterrence, military strikes. So thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. They trust in um, the devil as well. They trust in the spiritual demon Satan, right? Thou hast said, none seeth me, moving in secrecy. But the Lord exposed them. He said, "Gonna pull up their skirts and show the world their wickedness, what their really real intentions are. That this is that terroristic country. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. They're gonna lose. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." Right? So let me go here. That's what it was called. It says, Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Virgin meaning untouched. So this place was never hit, you know, in a major way. They say September 11th, but that was an inside job. Everybody knows that. So this place was never fully, destroyed, even though it done so much wickedness. Sit on the ground. So basically, the economic crash is coming. There is no throne, so that they ain't gonna be ruling and dominating in the world anymore. So they're being confronted on every front: military, um, financially, and politically, spiritually, right? So there is no throne for these no more, man. The hegemony. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right? No longer called that rich and great nation and untouched. This place is gonna get attacked according to the scriptures, and they're gonna lose the war. All right. Here you go. This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold. Actually, no, I don't want that. I want this one. Let's go here. Verse 7. Babylon had been, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. So spiritually get your mind out of this place and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. So this place is going to get cut off. For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. The nations became foolish. They were dealing with America, trusting it, created all these ties and treaties with it, gave power over to it, and agreed with it. But now they're waking up out of that, and they feel played. And the Lord had to expose it to them because they were blinded by it, so that the Lord can lead America to be that dominant nation that He's going to go against in these last days. Babylon is suddenly what? Fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her. If so, she may be healed. This place ain't going to be healed once it's hit. All right. And the financial market is not going to be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, man. All right. So, man, let me see. Yeah, I don't really have to read too much more. There's so many scriptures I can go into, but basically just saying, hey, man, this no longer ruling in the world as the dominant force anymore. The power structure is being broken, and they're gonna realize it when this right here happens. See. It says, beat Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. It's gonna be a nuclear war with missiles. Let the weak say, I am strong. They saying, back the hell off me. They're strong now. All right. So so it's prophesied that they're gonna lose this war. And even the scriptures say that they're gonna lose this war. All right. And it says that this place has an end to it. All right. So it said Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, is going to fall. And they're going to be powerless to what's coming.
And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.